Hello everybody, how you guys doing? My name is Mark, this is Why I Hate the World. My peoples, where you at? And today we're going to be talking about the Olympic Opening Ceremonies. So, American Christians in this country have been conditioned, I guess is the right word, to think that everything in the world is out to get them. They have this massive persecution complex. It comes from several decades of far right-wing provocateurs and pundits and stuff, and also reactionary preachers telling them that the end of the world is coming and that Satan is out there to get them, and every single thing that happens in the world, every single thing that hits the news has something to do with the end times. And so there's this sort of large community of Christians who are out there looking for signs of the end of the world in every single thing they see. When you go looking for stuff like that, you're inevitably going to find it, whether it's real or not. And this is why Christians lost their minds over the Olympic opening ceremonies last week. So I would just like to show you a couple of examples that I found, which I thought were funny. Let's take a look over here on Twitter. This is Senator Katie Britt from Alabama. This was an intentional choice to mock Christianity and Christians. It's disgraceful. And the same kind of bizarre craziness that's being pushed on children and teenagers across America. We need to turn our eyes back to God and restore common sense. What is Katie Britt losing her mind over here, folks? Well, it's because the opening ceremonies were weird. They were weird. It was like this big performance of all these people in weird costumes. And yeah, you know what? Some of them were cross-dressers that looked kind of weird. And, you know, whether these were drag queens, I mean, I don't know if you can call them drag queens. They were just people in costumes. I mean, some of them were men that were wearing women's clothes in costume, but whatever. But, you know, these people are French. I mean, French are fucking weird-ass artists. That's avant-garde. That's like where fucking that shit comes from, right? I don't think you can really say that it's a satanic conspiracy, but whatever. But that's what she's reacting to. This, of course, was one of the best answers to that tweet that I saw. Bluebird pooped on an X. Just wait until you find out that God dislikes felons more than dudes in dresses. Now, I would show you the video of the opening ceremonies, but NBC in this country has kind of a stranglehold on video of the Olympics, and we can't really show that without your channel being put in danger or getting taken down. So, but I'm sure you can find it elsewhere on YouTube, the opening ceremonies, unless you could find it on Twitter or TikTok or something like that. And, you know, if you haven't seen it, it's pretty wild. But it's nothing really insane. It's like, yeah, okay, there's some people wearing weird costumes, but if you were to listen to these people, they make it sound like, you know, guys are running around with their dicks hanging out, and that's just not what happened at all. It was just people wearing weird-ass costumes and doing, you know, a weird kind of strange performance, and that was it. And there was no mocking of Christians or anything like that. The only way you would think that is if you thought the entire world was out to get you because of your religion. Here's a reaction from Elon Musk. This is actually from Reddit. I wonder why a billionaire was offended by this. And then there's Natalie F. Danielsheen, reject degeneracy. And then Elon Musk reacting, this was extremely disrespectful to Christians. This character showed up in the performance. It's a woman holding her severed head. But this has nothing to do with Christianity. This is actually supposed to be Marie Antoinette, and she has nothing to do with Christianity at all. This is not Jesus. This is not the Virgin Mary. This is not Yahweh. It's nothing like that whatsoever. So here is another tweet from a guy named Evan Kilgore. Breaking: the Olympics and NBC are using DMCA copyright violations to remove videos of the demonic opening ceremony. They're censoring the world from sharing the degeneracy. Make this go viral. The world is waking up to a war on Christianity. God will not be mocked. And then you can see some photos here. Let's take a look at the photos he posted. Now this is, of course, the Last Supper here on the bottom. This is a still from the opening ceremonies there. The thing is, this is not supposed to be the Last Supper. They are not making fun of the Last Supper. They are not mocking Jesus. What they are showing here is actually called the Bacchanalia, or the Feast of the Gods. That is, it was a feast from the god Bacchus, who was the god of wine, otherwise known as Dionysus. This is not the Last Supper. These characters here are not supposed to be Jesus and the 12 disciples. They are supposed to be pagan Roman gods. It has nothing to do with Christianity at all whatsoever. And if you look, even the people in the still photo here, they're not even like taking the same like positions. They're not even like, their body language is not the same. Like, you know, you got this dude in the red hat. He's not the same. He's not doing the same gesture as this guy in blue. And then even like this head person and the person next to him, see, in the Last Supper, this is Jesus, and then this is supposed to be, I'm not exactly sure who this is supposed to be, but you can kind of see that they're not, I think this is St. Peter, St. Paul, I don't know, somebody like that, but it's not the same. It's just they chose a still where it kind of looked the same, but it's not at all. So it has nothing to do with the Last Supper whatsoever. It's just paranoid Christians seeing persecution every single place they look. Now, here's another photo where I guess these are supposed to be degenerates or whatever. This is supposed to be the god Bacchus, i.e. Dionysus. This is not Jesus. This is not Yahweh. You notice his dick is not hanging out. He's wearing a Speedo here. There's no nudity in this whatsoever. It's just some, like, you know, weird-looking dude in blue with roses on him and whatnot. Nothing to do with Jesus. And then I guess these other ones are offensive, like, to Christians. Like, why? Because they happen to have cross-dressers in them? Because I guess they have drag queens. I guess just being a drag queen and being on TV is enough to be offensive toward Christians. I guess that's what it is. I guess you don't have to actually be sacrilegious to offend a Christian. You just have to, like, not be gender conforming enough. I guess that's what's pissing them off so much. Next photo. Now, these are supposed to show pictures of people's balls hanging out, but they aren't. If you look at this, this is not this dude's nutsack hanging out. It's a tear in the pantyhose. See, it's a hole. This is his regular leg, and then this is the pantyhose. And then right here, this is not this guy's dick or anything like that. It's just like a fold of like fat. That's it. So there's no nudity here whatsoever. It just looks like it is because they fucking are convincing themselves, because they all think that the devil is out to get them. They think this is a satanic conspiracy or whatever to, like, I don't know what. Like, it has nothing to do with Jesus. It has nothing to do with Christianity at all whatsoever. So where's the fucking conspiracy? It's complete and total bullshit, folks. And of course, here is the scene towards the end where you have a pale rider on a white horse. And this is the thing going around. They're saying, oh, this is death showing up at the end of the satanic ceremony or whatever. Right. This is not the angel of death. This is supposed to be Sequina, goddess of the Seine. That's the river in France that goes by the fucking Eiffel Tower, I believe. So this has nothing to do with the four horses of the apocalypse. It just happens they just made her white. I don't know. I don't know much about the mythology of the river goddess in fucking France. So I don't know if this is accurate to the mythology or what, but who cares? It's not real. That's the thing. Who gives a fuck? It's not real. It has nothing, and it's not even offensive towards Christians unless you're like some kind of crazy fucking psychopath who thinks that everything that happens ever in the world is out to fucking get you. This is another one I found on Reddit. This is on a post about how Christians are overreacting to the Olympics. I'm more against the fact that they just want to shove it down our throats. Shove it down our throats. I love how Christians always say that. They use that exact terminology. You're shoving it down my throat. You know, shove harder. Anyway, yes, Christians do want to shove their religion down our throats sometimes, like even when the performance has nothing to do with them, they make it all about themselves and play victim. I mean, this is the voice of reason here, and the response really got me. I think you missed my point. I was referring to the transvestite who keeps showing up in public. What happened to keeping your sexuality behind closed doors where it belongs? Christians aren't victimizing themselves. It's true the Democratic Party is against them. Now, I would like to point out two things here. Having a performance at the Olympics, how is that shoving it down anybody's throat? No one is forcing you to watch the Olympic Opening Ceremonies. If you don't like something, then just don't watch it. You don't need a reason. You don't have to justify your choices of what kind of stuff you watch to anybody for whatever reason. You can just turn it off if you don't like it. That's the first thing. So how is it fucking persecuting you just to have a ceremony that has nothing to do with Christianity whatsoever? See, that's the thing, right? When people who are in charge like this, when they see that media caters to people other than themselves, then they take that as othering. They take that as persecution. They take that as they are being replaced. That's where this whole great replacement shit comes from. It has nothing to fucking do with you. Quit thinking everything has to fucking do with you. It doesn't. That's the first thing. Second thing here, you notice what she says here, whoever this person is, keep your sexuality behind closed doors where it belongs. How often do you hear that from conservatives and Christians and MAGA types? Oh, I don't care what those people do, as long as they do it way over there and they don't put it in my face. What are they really saying? What is this person really saying? This person is really saying it should go back into the closet. That's what this person is really saying. This person is really saying, I'm totally cool with trans people and gay people and bisexual people and everybody else, as long as they keep it in the closet, as long as I don't have to see it, as long as I don't have to be confronted with the reality that these people exist, then it's fine. And you know what the right answer to that is? You know what the correct answer to that is? Fuck you. That's the correct answer. I'm like not even gay. I'm not even trans or whatever, and that pisses me off. All right? I'm like a straight male, married and shit. I'm like married. My wife is like assigned female at birth. All right? I'm like not even part of this fight, and it pisses me off to see that. It's like, fucking suck my dick. Fuck you. That pisses me the fuck off just to hear that. It's like, I don't see how anybody who actually is part of the LGBTQ community can put up with shit like that. It's like, fuck you, man. Okay, here's a video which I'm not going to play for you because it'll get me kicked. Jesus is coming back. The obvious mockery of Christianity and satanic rituals didn't start in Paris. 2012 Olympic Opening Ceremony also had predictive programming involved displaying a future pandemic that would grip the whole world. Now is a good time to call upon Jesus. What the fuck is this moron talking about here? When you say this, predictive programming, so whenever you see these guys like say like, oh, The Simpsons said that 9/11 was going to happen, or The Simpsons said that Donald Trump was going to be president, or this movie came out and it had, you know, the same plot line and something similar happened in real life. That's predictive programming. The theory is, now hear me out folks, okay, because this is going to sound really fucking stupid. The theory is that it is part of the religion of the satanic pedophile elite that they have to drop little clues as to what their nefarious plan is in order for people to, I don't know, figure it out or some shit. And the way they do that is, since the, Jews run Hollywood or whatever, the way they do it is by implanting secret subliminal clues into media and movies and stuff. And I'm not making that up. That's exactly what these people believe. They believe that Hollywood is run by secret satanic pedophiles and that they're dropping hints to their plans for world domination inside of your favorite movies and TV shows. And that's why they can say stuff like, see, this episode of 24 or whatever predicted blah, 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 or this episode of fucking House of Cards predicted this or that. And it's complete, total 100% paranoid ramblings of like insane, crazy people who have just been watching Alex Jones for too fucking much. It's the dumbest shit ever. It's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Predictive programming is utter 100% bullshit. If you believe it, you're a goddamn moron. You just are. And you just think about it. Think about it for 2.5 seconds. If there really was a cabal of satanic pedophiles out there, secretly running the entire world or whatever, why the hell would they drop clues for you to figure out in TV shows and movies? Why the hell would they do that? It just doesn't make any fucking sense, whichever way you look at it. But there are entire, like, not just websites, but like online communities that just go through movies and music and video games and music videos. They really love music videos. They go through all of this stuff looking for these clues and calling, oh, see, this is actually a secret fucking ceremony in order to blah, 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 blah. Alex Jones does this shit all the time, too. It's fucking ridiculous. It just makes my fucking head hurt how fucking dumb it is. Just like, goddamn, like, we as a human race, we're doomed. If these people are, like, out there breeding and shit, we're fucking doomed. We're gonna be extinct within, like, 100 years. Because we're gonna be too fucking stupid to fucking breathe. One more of these before we call it quits here. This is from Honeybee. No doubt the motherfuckers, she actually wrote that, motherfuckers, I'm not saying that wrong, have way too much time and money on their hands. We need to bankrupt these fools. I'm sure the majority of humanity does not want these fools at the forefront of our future generations. Fooktards. I mean, I don't know why she's saying fook instead of fuck. I mean, it's Twitter, right? There's open Nazis on Twitter now. Nobody gives a shit if you use bad language on Twitter. Literally no one on earth fucking cares. Okay, so you're doing it because of what? Like, God doesn't like it when you swear? Like, you think God is gonna look at that and just be like, oh, it's okay. She spelled the word fuck differently. I guess it's fine. It's like, it's the fucking, that's fucking stupid. I don't understand these people. It's, you know what it is, folks? It's just the Christians have a massive persecution complex. That's what it is. They think everybody is out there to get them. They think that if they're not the center of fucking everything, then that means they're being persecuted. And it's like really fucking our country up. And the thing is, it's not even like every Christian. It's not every Christian. This is like a small subset of conspiracy theory insane Christians. But you wouldn't know that. Like, you know what it is? It's people that like go to these giant mega fucking churches where like the preachers and stuff are like competing with football games and like video games and the internet and that kind of thing. So in order to get people to show up at their churches, they have to get more and more insane, more and more radical. And that's where all of this shit comes from. If you ever wondered where all the anti-gay bigotry comes from, where the anti-trans bigotry comes from, where the push to ban abortion, where all of that shit comes from, it comes from right-wing evangelical churches. Every year, they have to get more and more crazy in order to keep those pews filling up. So that fucking, you know, the preacher can go out and buy another private jet and like have another 37-room mansion or whatever. Isn't there a thing in the Bible about how Jesus hates rich people? It seems to be something. I seem to remember something about camels and needles in the Bible from Jesus Christ himself. I'm pretty sure, like, you know, once somebody like fucking Jerry Falwell or whatever, once he died, I'm pretty sure that he was able to like wave money at God and get like, you know, a free ticket to heaven. I'm pretty sure that's not how it worked. Anyway, folks, yeah, Christians are fucking wacky. News at 11. Adios.
Hello folks, if you like what I do and you want to support the channel, please consider buying something from my Etsy shop, supporting me on Patreon, liking and subscribing, and checking me out across my social media links listed below. Thank you all so much, and see you next time.